Okay, Judge, you've been on this Iowa tour for about a week or so now, several stops, a couple dozen. What's the reception been like?
It's been a wonderful reception. I can't describe it. I guess people expect a politician to say that, but it's just been a wonderful reception. People have embraced what I stood for, and they recognize that there needs to be a change in Washington. There needs to be a change in the political atmosphere of this country. We're going downhill fast in the economy, and jobs are gone, and we've got a lot of problems, and not the least of which is that the courts seem to be out of control, the executive branch seems out of control, and Congress seems confused and unable to do that which it needs to be done. We need leadership, and having served in Vietnam and as a West Point graduate, I've had many years in the law, I understand what's going on, and I know we can correct problems.
What was the primary reason that made you decide to give this a try?
Well, knowing that we need this in our country, we need leadership, and that we're in a moral, economic, and spiritual crisis in this country, and somebody's got to take the reins. I think that if we don't change around, we're going to be very much harmed. I'm qualified. I've been, in the war. I've been fighting many years for the things upon which this nation was founded. We've got to return to principle. The real truth is we're suffering, and we've got to do something.
This is a large field of candidates, and it seems to be growing every day. Most of them are politicians. Does the fact that you're not a politician, do you think that helps you?
Well, I think it helps me. I think people are tired of politicians. So politicians say one thing and do another thing. They're after power, not principle. And that's what's, hurting our country. There's no distinguishment between the Republican and the Democratic Party in many places. They're seeking the same thing. Both have let illegal aliens cross our border without doing anything. Both have let religious symbols and the acknowledgement of God disappear from our country. Both have added to the terrible indebtedness of $14.26 trillion that we're now under. And both seem to be unable to address the problem in many ways. We've got to get back to principle. And if we don't get back to principle, it's going to destroy our country and the political system.
You've been to Iowa many times in the past year, and you talk about God a lot. Will religion be a centerpiece of your campaign?
I think we've got to go back to the recognition of the Constitution. I mean, I talk about God because God's the basis of our Constitution. The grantor of those rights which we hold to be unalienable. If we don't recognize that it's not government that gives us rights, government is going to take the rights from us. This is not a religious message. This is a message that addresses the fundamental principles upon which this nation was founded. Washington said many years ago that toward the preservation of your government and the permanency of your present happy state, it is requisite not only that you steadily discountenance irregular oppositions to its acknowledged authority, speaking of the Constitution, but that you resist with care the spirit of innovation upon its principles, however spacious the pretext. There's a lot of spacious pretext out there for violating the principles of the Constitution. And quite frankly, many people don't even care anymore. But we've got to go back to the form of government, the best form of government ever envisioned in the mind of men. And then we will have our problems resolved. And we've got to do it for the sake of our children, our grandchildren.
Last question for you. You've run for office a couple times before, and it didn't go so well. Is this a race that you legitimately feel like you can win?
I legitimately, yes, feel like I can win this race because there's a great hunger out there for what I have to offer. Somebody that will stand up and do something that they believe in. The real truth, as I said before, is that nothing like that is occurring in our political system. And we've got to answer the duty that we have to our country.